Tonight, a new beginning in the Catholic High School League as the Notre Dame Eagles welcome in the Divine Child Falcons.
We're joined now by head coach of the Notre Dame Volleyball Academy, Jeff Pitson, who's in his lucky number 13th year as the head coach, but first season in a new league. Talk about what it is exciting about joining a new league and all the things that come with that.
So I'm definitely sad that the track is over, but what I'm really excited about with this new league is some of the teams that we get to play against that, number one, I've never seen before. I know at least two of the ones that we're adding. One of them won states last year, Marion, and then Mercy's got a fantastic record. So we typically have a pretty tough schedule already. So by adding these two teams to our conference makes our schedule even tougher, and I love that for the girls. They need that preparation for the end of the season. So I'm excited about it for sure.
So amping up the competition level, and you just kind of alluded to it, the preparation for the end of the season. How important is that, getting those tough games in all season long?
I think, well, if you want to have the girls compete at a high level, you got to obviously play against teams that are at that high level. And I mean, we just experienced that this past weekend against Magnificat, and like literally almost more than half our games this year are going to be of high caliber teams where I feel like, you know, like every week we got to be on our A game. So for us to stay competitive for the track, for our conference tournament, and then for the state tournament, like we need these games and we need them all the time. So I love it.
A new adjustment, getting used to not being in the track.
Yeah, it is.
But over the course of the season, you'll still see some teams from that conference that you played against. A big one is St. Ursula.
Yeah. That
game happening from Savage Arena. Talk about the importance of keeping that rivalry alive, even though the conference kind of changes up a bit.
Well, of course it's important. It's one of those traditions that's been going on way before my time. I could never see us not having that match against St. Ursula, and so I think it's important, obviously, between us playing them and then Central Catholic staying in there with us is special, because I always get geeked up for those games. I love playing in that environment. I love playing at that level. I know St. Ursula feels the exact same way, and it would be devastating to not have that opportunity to continue to play against them.
So another constant kind of remaining the same is you guys take your team to the Louisville Invitational Tournament.
Yeah.
How long has that been going on?
Probably at least a good 3 or 4 years before I came along. I know the head coach before me, two head coaches before me, had started it and had the invite from the guy that runs it out of Assumption. And so we've kept good relations with them, and they keep inviting us back. And the level of the competition that we see there are typically teams that are ranked in the country, top 100 at least. We'll face against 5-6 teams that are ranked real high like that. So it's just one of those things. Well, it gets us kind of geared right away. Like we play them the second week in September, so like it's game on right away for us. So even starting just now with our first matches, we're already thinking about that tournament. We're already thinking about St. Ursula right after that. So this is the type of tournament that gets us ready for the big part of our season, the thick part of our season for sure.
Right, you mentioned St. Ursula's right after that. But not only is this tournament getting you ready on the competition level, I'm betting also team bonding really grows with experiences like this.
Yeah, typically what is nice about that tournament is it gets us out of town. It gets us to really focus about what we want to be as a team, away from you know, the local teams, or at least away from our own environment. And it does kind of make you zero in on what your team is doing all by themselves, and gets us to showcase our talent a little bit around outside of our local area. We still face teams. There's still some teams, like there's a couple from Cleveland. I know there's at least a couple from Cincinnati, and then of course Kentucky, and then there's some from all around the country that come to that tournament. So it's a great experience for the high school girls to be able to get and see that.
The Eagles can take it right here. Nicholson calls for it. It's over to Kyle. Rolls it into the back row, and Notre Dame wins their league opener.
We're looking forward to a good fall. Good luck this season, Coach. And again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.